What's up, everybody? This is Kate Scott, TV play-by-play announcer for the Philadelphia 76ers and a proud Cal alum. This is Bay Area Sports Wrap. Go Bears.
From three, what's kind of going on with the perimeter defense? Why do you think teams are able to score on you from there so often?
Yeah, their ball movement. They were able to get to. Our shifts were not great today, which is kind of like our normal base, So when our shifts are not great, they were able to get downhill, and then when they get downhill, they spray it out for three. So, yeah, it was different when we watched it at halftime. They were actually more shocked when they see it on film, like when they're feeling it out on the court. They're just like, oh, we didn't feel that. But then, seeing it is one thing. Just because we know they all can shoot the three. So it pulled us a little bit more than natural. So that's why they got wide open threes. Yeah.
Natalie, what did you think about the way Kate played? I know she had her struggles earlier in the year, but that 14-point second quarter, what did you think of that? Yeah,
it's her career high, right? 14 points. So just a great spark off the bench. That is the Kate that we know and we love, just again, because she is adamant with her work ethic. She's super consistent. She practices it's like the last possession, every possession. So credit to Kate and obviously her teammates kind of finding her in the right time. So no, very, very happy. 14 points, that's huge.
Any update on Tiffany Hayes?
Oh, she's good. Yeah, but we're obviously going to evaluate. I mean, the hit in the face, which they call the jump ball, we just have to make sure she's protected. And like I said, I always love health is first. Yeah.
Natalie, there was about an 11-minute stretch from about midway in the third to midway in the fourth where the offense just couldn't buy a bucket. And you looked like there were some good looks, but in those moments when a team like Minnesota can take those 3 or 4 missed shots and turn it from 1 point to 10 points, what do you have to do to make sure that you're getting the right shot and that if it's not going in, that you continue to stay in the game and don't let them make those pull away from 1 to 8 or 9?
So if the shot's not falling, then you have to lock up defensively. So that was the problem with our shifts and stuff. But at the same time, you have to lock up and you have to rebound. So you have to eliminate their extra possessions. And we struggled, unfortunately, in both of those spots. We had great moments of it. The first half was great. And then in the third, we just kind of we almost got a little bit down on ourselves for missing shots, but I just said, hey, let's keep fighting. And that's what you saw. This last 6 minutes, that was inspiring Valkyrie basketball, that last 6 minutes. Yeah.
Natalie, there was a point where you guys had, I think, 22 to 16 points in the paint advantage, and it just seemed like in that third quarter, you guys were just settling for threes, which weren't going in. So why wasn't there more of an emphasis of trying to go inside and post up and get points inside like that?
Yeah, just kind of like the same question that he had. It's those shots, they're open. If they're quality shots, that's what we're looking at. But if they don't fall, sometimes they're going to fall in the first quarter, sometimes they're going to fall in the second, but they didn't fall in the third. So when they don't fall, we have to defend and we have to get the rebounds. So it's a healthy balance. It's not just onus of, if we would have missed it in the fourth, and we'd be sitting here talking about the fourth. But we're only talking about one part of the game. So again, I told them, let it fly. Y'all are great shooters. Trust your shot. I'm fine with it, but we have to be defensively. We can't have any errors defensively.
Hi, Coach. From the very first game to the game today, where have you seen the most growth in how you guys are playing together as a team?
I would say that killer mentality. You saw that last 6 minutes, freaking, V was just hawking the ball, just being super aggressive. I don't even think they started their offense until maybe 12 seconds. So just that type of just staying into the fight, that killer mentality. I just called a timeout, said a couple things, and they responded. That's the thing, is they responded to, we're not done. We're never going to quit. And that's what I love about this team. That team fought. We went, boom, we had 2 quick threes, then they called a travel. And then another span, we got a couple steals, got stops, then they called a travel. So it's just they stayed in the fight. And that's what I love about this team. Yeah.
Hey, Coach. 3 straight sellout games now of over 18,000 people.
Hey.
And Caitlin Clark did not play in any of these games. So, overall, just how does that make you feel about the fan support you have?
Jesus. I mean, that's incredible. Obviously we wish the results tonight were with a win, but you could feel it too. It's not just 18,000, it's 18,000 people that are loving us through the whole momentums of this game. And our players feel it. That's why I think they continue to fight. And even when maybe, not some of the greatest calls, you love that support from the fans. Like they're reacting, and sometimes their reaction is giving us momentum. So again, credit to our business side, like that's all them. They sold the tickets, and then now it's like our players are, again, they're going to play with passion. For 18,000 fans, I told them that's a great opportunity to have, and not a lot of people get to have that. That's 12 players that get that opportunity to have 18,000 screaming fans. So we're going to fight every single night for them. Yeah.
Coach, you have a different leading scorer, different player provide a spark almost every single game this year so far. What does that say about this team, and is that something you'd like to see moving forward?
They're unselfish. They make the right play. That's kind of the philosophy we talked about with picking these players. They're high character, but they always make the right play. That's why you just never know who's going to be the leading scorer, just because they constantly move that ball. But like I said, in the third, we didn't make those shots, but those were the shots that we wanted. So again, credit to our players making the right plays. Our coaching staff, they've been drilling it. So just overall credit to like how we've been kind of working together. Yeah.
You mentioned the team's fight and how they don't give up. And pregame, Cheryl Reeve said the same thing about this team, how the Valkyries don't give up. They fight hard every possession. How do you feel that that has played out as far as what you want the identity of this team to be from what you said in the preseason?
Yeah, preseason I said the identity is who they are. Our culture is the players. It's not like something I came up with. It's them. So it's who they are. It's their DNA. They are killers. Like these players are all players that have been, like I said, picked in an expansion draft. So they have a chip on their shoulder. Then that's what I love about them. Is like anything that I put them with in terms of, I put them down by a certain amount of points or I cause chaos, they love it and they come to compete every night. So again, it's who they are. It's in their DNA. They're killers.
What's your primary takeaway from this gauntlet of these 3 games against the league's best?
That when we control our controllables, like we can compete with anyone. We control our destiny, and they know that. That's how we train. That's how we game plan. And I'm taking our 12 any day. Yeah.
Hey, Coach. Veronica Burton, leading scorer tonight with 21 points. She's been known as like a defensive stopper for most of her career, but what have you thought about her like offensive leap this season?
Yeah, I think I was asked that a couple weeks ago. But like she's always had it. It's just you guys never got to see it. So she always had it in her. It's just the fact that the style we play is like, making the right reads and playing in space. So it has been her. It's just that it's never been played on display. And the fact that we play together and support each other, I think that's, why she's able to score so much. But at the same time, credit to her. I said a couple weeks ago, she came early to camp. She wanted to come straight from Australia to the Bay, and I said, hey, you might want to go home and spend some time with your family, kind of, recharge your batteries. But she wanted to come early, and she ended up coming early and putting in the work. So just credit to V. Yeah.
The last couple of games, Carla didn't play that much in the second half. I think in this game, not at all. Is that matchup related, or what's kind of going into that decision making?
Yeah, we play 11 in that first half, and then from there we kind of figure out like what, because like I said, I'm still trying to find out my units, and so we want to give everyone obviously some fair amount of opportunity. What I don't like is ever just playing players really short stints. I think that's unfair. So we're still trying to find, but like obviously in the games before in LA and Washington, she's played great. So we're just still trying to find, those units. But again, credit to everyone who's always ready to play. That makes, that makes sense for us. Yeah.
With this tough slate of games from New York, now to Minnesota, and even to Phoenix and Las Vegas, what can the young players like Carla, like Janelle, learn from playing against some of the best teams in W?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to win a game in the W. So that's why we game plan. We talk about control the controllables, and we create chaos in practice to get them prepared. And again, for Ja just got here, so it's still we put her through some drills this week, and she's just like, oh my God, I've never gone through these drills yet. So we just kind of got to give her some grace. And then Carla, like her first time in the W, I think she's handling it well. Still, we're trying to, communicate better and better every day. Me, got to learn some French, and then she's got to learn more English. But no, they're great. They stay confident, and that's what you always want in rookies. Yeah.
Last question. Coach, this has been a stretch of some hard losses for your team. How are you going to try and boost, the players' morale going into these next couple of games?
Yeah, they're good. Short-term pain for long-term results. We don't mind pain. I told you, we're killers. So the pain, I want them to feel it, because in that amount of pain, we talk about that's the amount that you got to grow. So I want them to feel. So whatever that amount of pain is going to feel like right now, I'll tell you, mine is probably like this. Then when I watch the film and when I talk to my staff, that's how much probably growth that I need to do in the next couple of games. And we talked about that. If you're not feeling pain, then that's a problem. So I love that they feel it. They owned up to it right after the game. We talked about it. They said, we got to be better. And I said, I got to be better too. So we're going to look at the film. We're going to get back in the practice facility, which they love. They won't ever leave the facility. And we're going to be ready for Phoenix. Phoenix is next. Yeah. Right. Thanks, you guys. Appreciate it.
Hey, this is Kate Scott, play-by-play announcer for the Philadelphia 76ers. This is Bay Area Sports Wrap. Give them a like and subscribe to their YouTube channel.